Hello everyone. What if I told you that one simple, natural food, something you can find in your kitchen or local market, could significantly improve blood flow, support stronger performance, and even restore confidence no matter your age? Yes, even at 60, 70, or beyond. Most men believe that declining performance is just a normal part of aging. But as a urologist, I can tell you that's not entirely true. In many cases, the real issue isn't age. It's poor blood circulation, reduced nitric oxide levels, and lifestyle habits that silently weaken your body over time. And here's the surprising part. Before turning to medications or complicated treatments, there are specific foods clinically studied, safe, and natural that can help open up blood vessels, improve circulation, and support your body's natural response almost instantly. Today, I'm going to reveal one powerful food urologists often recommend before intimacy and how it works inside your body to enhance performance safely and effectively. So if you've been struggling, feeling unsure, or just want to perform at your best again, you'll want to watch this very carefully. Hello, I'm Dr. Amara, a board-certified urologist, and I specialize in men's health, hormonal balance, and urinary system disorders. Every day, I work with men from their 30s to their 70s and beyond, who come to me with one common concern: declining performance and confidence in the bedroom. Now, let me reassure you right away, this is far more common than you think, and more importantly, it is often very treatable. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the real science behind blood flow, explain why things change with age, and most importantly, show you a simple, natural solution that many urologists quietly recommend before intimacy. This is not about quick fixes or hype. This is about understanding your body and supporting it the right way with safe, effective, and science-backed choices. Let's get started. All right, let's start by understanding the real root of the problem, because once you understand this, everything else will make sense. Most men assume that performance issues are purely hormonal or psychological. While those can play a role, the number one physical cause I see in my clinic is actually poor blood flow. You see, for a healthy and firm response, your body relies on a very precise vascular process. When you're aroused, your brain sends signals that trigger the release of a molecule called nitric oxide. This nitric oxide relaxes the smooth muscles in your blood vessels, allowing them to widen, what we call vasodilation. As those vessels open up, blood flows more easily into specific tissues, creating firmness and maintaining performance. Now here's the problem. As we age, nitric oxide production naturally declines. On that, factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, smoking, lack of exercise, and even chronic stress can damage the inner lining of your blood vessels, what we call the endothelium. When that lining is not functioning properly, blood vessels can't expand the way they should. So even if your desire is there, even if your hormones are relatively normal, the physical response may not follow. And this is where many men get frustrated. They start thinking something is seriously wrong, or they lose confidence, which then adds another layer of performance anxiety. But in reality, in many cases, it's simply a circulation issue. Let me give you a simple example. Think of your blood vessels like flexible pipes. When you're young and healthy, those pipes are smooth and elastic. Water, or in this case blood, flows freely and quickly. But over time, if those pipes become stiff, narrow, or partially blocked, the flow becomes weaker and slower. That's exactly what happens inside your body. Now, here's something very important that I want you to understand. The blood vessels involved in performance are actually quite small, much smaller than the ones that supply your heart. This means they are often the first place where circulation problems show up. In fact, in medical science, we sometimes view these symptoms as an early warning sign of broader cardiovascular issues. So instead of ignoring it, this is your body asking for better support. Now, the good news is this. Blood flow is something you can improve, and one of the fastest, safest ways to support it is by boosting nitric oxide levels naturally. This is where specific foods come into play. Certain natural foods are rich in compounds like nitrates and antioxidants that help your body produce more nitric oxide. When you consume them, your blood vessels begin to relax, circulation improves, and your body becomes more responsive. And yes, timing matters. When taken before intimacy, some of these foods can support blood flow in a relatively short period of time, helping you feel more confident and physically prepared. But let me be clear, this is not magic, and it's not an overnight cure for long-term health conditions. It's a supportive, science-based strategy that works best when combined with a healthy lifestyle. So, in the next section, I'm going to reveal the specific food that stands out the most, one that I often recommend to my patients because of how effectively it supports circulation and nitric oxide production. And once you understand how to use it correctly, it can make a real noticeable difference. Now, let's talk about the specific food I often recommend in my practice when the goal is to support blood flow naturally and effectively before intimacy. That food is beetroot. Yes, beetroot may seem simple, but from a medical perspective, it's one of the most powerful natural sources for improving circulation. Here's why. Beetroot is extremely rich in dietary nitrates. When you consume these nitrates, your body converts them first into nitrites and then into nitric oxide. And as we discussed earlier, nitric oxide is the key molecule responsible for relaxing and widening your blood vessels. So what does that mean for you? Better blood vessel dilation, improved circulation, and a stronger, more responsive physical performance. Now, what makes beetroot especially interesting is how quickly it can work. Several studies have shown that nitric oxide levels can begin to rise within 30 minutes to 2 hours after consuming nitrate-rich foods like beetroot. That's why timing plays an important role here. If you're planning ahead, consuming beetroot about 1 to 2 hours before intimacy can help support better blood flow at the right time. But let's talk about how to actually use it, because this is where many people get it wrong. The most effective forms are fresh beetroot juice, lightly cooked or roasted beetroot, or even a concentrated beetroot. Smoothie juicing is often the fastest acting option because your body absorbs it more quickly. A small glass, around 200 to 250 ml, is typically enough. If you prefer eating it, one medium-sized beetroot is a good portion. Now, let me give you a simple example you can follow. You could blend fresh beetroot with a little water, a slice of lemon, and maybe a small piece of ginger. This not only improves the taste, but also adds extra antioxidant benefits that support blood vessel health. But I want to add an important medical note here. Beetroot is safe for most people, but if you have very low blood pressure, are taking nitrate medications, or have kidney-related conditions, you should speak with your doctor first. This is because it can further lower blood pressure. Also, don't be alarmed if you notice a slight reddish color in your urine or stool after consuming beetroot. That's completely harmless and quite common. Now, here's something else that matters. Beetroot works best as part of a routine, not just a one-time fix. If you include it regularly in your diet 2 to 3 times a week, you're not just supporting performance in the moment, you're actually improving your vascular health over time. And that's the real goal. Because when your blood vessels are healthier, everything improves. Energy, stamina, heart health, and overall confidence. So, while beetroot may sound like a simple food, its effect on nitric oxide and circulation makes it one of the most powerful natural tools you can use. In the next section, I'll share additional foods and habits that can enhance this effect even further, because combining the right strategies is what truly delivers the best results. Now that you understand how powerful beetroot can be on its own, let's take this a step further, because in real clinical practice, the best results don't come from just one food. They come from combining the right habits and nutrients together. Think of beetroot as the foundation. Now, we're going to build on top of it. Let's start with foods that naturally enhance nitric oxide and support blood vessel health. First, leafy greens, especially spinach and arugula. These are also rich in natural nitrates, just like beetroot, but they work more gradually. Including a small bowl of fresh greens in your daily meals helps maintain steady nitric oxide levels throughout the day. This means your body is already in a better state before intimacy even begins. Second, pomegranate. This fruit is incredibly powerful when it comes to protecting your blood vessels. It's rich in antioxidants, particularly polyphenols, which help reduce oxidative stress. Why does that matter? Because oxidative stress damages the lining of your blood vessels and reduces nitric oxide availability. In simple terms, pomegranate helps preserve the nitric oxide your body is already producing, making your circulation more efficient. A small glass of fresh pomegranate juice or a handful of seeds can make a noticeable difference over time. Now, let's talk about garlic. I know not everyone loves the smell, but from a medical standpoint, garlic is extremely beneficial. It contains a compound called allicin, which supports blood vessel relaxation and improves circulation. Even one clove of raw or lightly cooked garlic a day can contribute to better vascular function. Next, we have dark chocolate. Yes, chocolate, but I'm talking about high-quality dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa. This contains flavonoids that support endothelial function, the health of your blood vessel lining. A small piece, not an entire bar, can help improve circulation and even boost mood, which also plays a role in performance. Now, let's move beyond food for a moment, because lifestyle habits are just as important. One of the most powerful things you can do is simple physical movement. Even a brisk 20 to 30-minute walk improves blood circulation throughout your body. It helps your blood vessels stay flexible and responsive. In fact, regular exercise is one of the most effective natural ways to boost nitric oxide production long-term. Another key factor is hydration. Your blood is largely made up of water. When you're dehydrated, circulation becomes less efficient. So, something as simple as drinking enough water throughout the day can directly impact your performance. Now, let's address something many men overlook: stress. Chronic stress increases cortisol levels, which can interfere with blood flow, hormone balance, and overall performance. Even if your body is physically capable, mental tension can block the response. Simple techniques like deep breathing, short breaks, or even getting enough sleep can make a real difference. And speaking of sleep, poor sleep is strongly linked to reduced testosterone levels and impaired vascular health. Aim for at least 6 to 7 hours of quality sleep if you want your body to function at its best. So here's the bigger picture I want you to understand. Beetroot can give you a noticeable boost, but when you combine it with these foods and habits, you're not just improving a single moment, you're rebuilding your body's natural ability to perform. This is how you create consistency. This is how you build confidence. And this is how you move from short-term fixes to long-term results. In the next section, I'll share practical tips on timing, combinations, and common mistakes to avoid, so you can use these strategies in the most effective way possible. Now, let's bring everything together and talk about how to actually use these strategies in a practical, effective way. Because knowing what to eat is one thing, but knowing when and how to use it makes all the difference. Let's start with timing. If your goal is to support blood flow before intimacy, the ideal window for consuming beetroot, especially beetroot juice, is about 1 to 2 hours beforehand. This gives your body enough time to convert dietary nitrates into nitric oxide and begin relaxing your blood vessels. If you're using whole beetroot instead of juice, you may want to give it slightly more time, closer to 2 to 3 hours, since digestion takes longer. Now, here's a smart strategy I often recommend. Don't rely on a single food at the last minute. Instead, build a supportive window throughout the day. For example, earlier in the day, you might include leafy greens in your meals to maintain baseline nitric oxide levels. Stay well hydrated throughout the day. Avoid heavy, greasy meals close to the time, because they can slow circulation and make you feel sluggish. Then, closer to the moment, you add beetroot juice as your targeted boost. This layered approach works much better than a last-minute fix. Now let's talk about combinations. You can enhance the effect of beetroot by pairing it with foods that support absorption and vascular health. For instance, adding a source of vitamin C like lemon juice to your beetroot drink helps stabilize nitric oxide levels. A small amount of healthy fats, such as a few nuts, can support overall circulation and energy levels. You can also include a piece of dark chocolate earlier in the day to support endothelial function. These combinations are simple, but they create a more complete effect inside your body. Now, I want to highlight some common mistakes I see very often. Mistake number 1, overconsumption. More is not always better. Drinking excessive amounts of beetroot juice won't double the effect. In fact, it may cause discomfort, bloating, or a drop in blood pressure. Stick to moderate, consistent portions. Mistake number 2, expecting instant miracles. While beetroot can support blood flow relatively quickly, it's not a replacement for medical treatment if there's an underlying condition like severe vascular disease, diabetes, or hormonal imbalance. If symptoms are persistent, it's important to consult a healthcare professional. Mistake number 3, ignoring lifestyle factors. You cannot out-eat poor habits. If someone is smoking, sleeping poorly, constantly stressed, and inactive, no single food will fully fix the problem. Nutrition works best when it's part of a balanced lifestyle. Mistake number 4, performance anxiety. Even with perfect physical support, Anxiety can interrupt the body's natural response. Try to stay relaxed and focused rather than putting pressure on yourself. Confidence builds over time, especially as your body begins to respond better. Now, here's something I want you to remember. Consistency always beats intensity. A steady routine, good nutrition, regular movement, proper hydration, and occasional use of targeted foods like beetroot will always give better results than random last-minute efforts. And finally, listen to your body. Everyone responds slightly differently. Pay attention to how you feel, what works best for you, and adjust accordingly. In the next section, we'll talk about reassurance, confidence, and how to move forward with a healthier, more empowered mindset, because your mental approach is just as important as your physical health. Now, let's talk about something just as important as food, timing, or technique, and that is your mindset, your confidence, and how you see your own body. Because here's the truth I want you to understand. What you're experiencing is not unusual, and it does not define your strength, your masculinity, or your worth in any way. In my practice, I meet men from all walks of life, successful, healthy, active individuals who quietly struggle with the same concern. And one of the biggest challenges is not always physical. It's the pressure they place on themselves. Performance is not just a mechanical process. It's a combination of physical readiness, mental relaxation, emotional comfort, and overall health. When one of these areas is out of balance, it can affect the entire experience. So if things haven't been consistent for you, I want you to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing it as failure, start seeing it as feedback from your body. Your body is telling you that it needs better circulation, better rest, better support. And the good news is, those are things you can improve. Now let's talk about confidence. Confidence doesn't come from forcing a result. It comes from preparation and trust in your body. When you start eating better, moving more, sleeping properly, and supporting your blood flow naturally, you begin to notice small improvements. Maybe your energy increases. Maybe your response becomes more reliable. Maybe your mindset becomes calmer. And those small wins build real confidence over time. Another important factor is communication. If you're in a relationship, open and honest communication can remove a huge amount of pressure. When both partners understand that this is a health-related issue, not a lack of interest, it creates a more relaxed and supportive environment. And that relaxation alone can significantly improve performance. Now, I also want to gently address expectations. No one performs perfectly every single time, not at 20, not at 40, and not at 70. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency, health, and confidence. So be patient with yourself. Your body responds to what you do repeatedly, not occasionally. Give these strategies time to work. Stay consistent with your habits. Focus on overall health, not just one moment. And if you ever feel that the issue is persistent or worsening, there is absolutely no shame in seeking medical guidance. In fact, it's one of the most responsible things you can do. As a urologist, I can tell you that early evaluation often leads to simple, effective solutions. And sometimes it even helps detect other health conditions early. So you're not alone in this, and you're not without options. You have the ability to improve your health, your circulation, and your confidence step by step. And most importantly, your body is capable of change at any age. With the right support, the right knowledge, and the right mindset, you can regain control, feel more confident, and enjoy a healthier, more fulfilling life. In the next part, I'll quickly guide you on what to do next and how to stay connected for more simple, science-based health guidance. Before we wrap up, I want to quickly ask you something. If you found this information helpful, if it gave you clarity, reassurance, or even a small step toward improving your health, then take a moment to support this channel. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future content. I regularly share simple, science-based strategies to help you improve your health, confidence, and overall well-being without confusion or misinformation. And I'd really like to hear from you. Have you ever tried natural foods like beetroot for improving blood flow? Or do you have questions about your situation? Drop a comment below. I read them, and your question might even help someone else going through the same thing. Remember, small steps lead to real results, and you don't have to figure this out alone. As we come to the end of this video, I want you to walk away with one clear and empowering message. Your body is not failing you, it's communicating with you. Changes in performance are often a signal, not a limitation. And in many cases, they come down to something very manageable: blood flow, lifestyle, and daily habits. What we discussed today, simple strategies like using beetroot, improving your nutrition, staying active, managing stress, and focusing on consistency, are not complicated, but they are powerful when applied regularly. You don't need to rely only on quick fixes or feel discouraged by age. Your body has an incredible ability to respond, repair, and improve when you give it the right support. Start small, stay consistent, pay attention to how your body responds, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. Real, lasting improvement doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. You deserve to feel confident, healthy, and in control of your body at any stage of life. Thanks for watching our Reminding You. Your health is in your hands, and it's never too late to take it back.